Okay, study the setup below. You have a container of ice with a red ink drop in the middle. We use red ink so that it's easier to see through the transparent glass tube. And then there's a container of ice. Okay, this is ice is colder than everything else around it. So this is really meant to absorb heat and cool things down and cool this flask down. Whereas in flask B, there's a container with hot water at 90 degrees Celsius. It's quite hot. About 90 is about 60 degrees higher than the normal room temperature. So the warm water here is really to warm things up, especially this round flask, this flask in setup B, the next setup. So flask A is placed in a container with ice and flask B is placed with a container with water at 90 degrees. So what this means is that this here, the heat in this, in the air inside the flask will be absorbed by the ice. That means it will cool down, and we know that cold air contracts, okay? And the opposite is happening in flask B, where the warm water is providing heat and heating up the air inside the uh, flask. Okay, so the question then asks what would happen to the uh, red ink drop after 3 minutes. Okay, so it is after 3 minutes, after some time, the red ink drop when the cold air here contracts. Okay, when the cold air here contracts and the warmer air here expands. Okay, because remember we learned that heat make matter expands and air is matter. So when this contracts and this expand, there will be lesser volume of air here and more volume of air here. Remember, air has no definite volume, and therefore, so therefore there will be lesser air here and more air here. So the lots more the air here that is expanding requires more space, and you will push the air this way, whereas the air here will require lesser space and it will push the air this way. So what will happen is the red ink drop, which is trapped between the two pockets of air, will also be moving towards the left. Alright, towards flask A. So you could say that the red ink drop will move towards flask A, or move to the left towards flask A. Now, I've already explained to you why that happens, right? But you must be careful in explaining. Remember, your answer has to be complete, has to be concise. I'm also going to show you how we give the marks so that you can imagine how the teachers mark the question. So we know that hot air causes air in flask B to expand, and that pushes the ink drop towards flask A. While, because this is a comparison question, you must also state that while ice, you must also explain the other uh, flask, which is flask A, the cold air or the ice causes the air in flask A to contract. So there's more space in flask A. Okay, so that's how we give the mark. Okay, remember every time that you explain about whenever you have to answer question that asks you to explain, you have to be a little bit more comprehensive, a little bit more elaborate your points a little bit more so that you can secure the points. Okay, so this is a very common question. I've seen this question many times. I can't promise you it will come out in your next exam, but it is a good question to master and to know. Okay, so revise this well. Thank you.